We're back with a review of The Road by Plato. The Road by Plato. Dante. The Inferno by Dante. So I saw The Road probably 3 or so weeks ago. It was on Netflix. I've been reading, not as much as I should. I've read like 3 pages of it. I need to get back to it. It's just sitting on my bookshelf right now. Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy. I stumbled across that book somewhere, and I was like, I need to read this thing. And I've loved the 3 pages I've read, but I have not read any more. And I saw this on Netflix, and I'm like, this has been out for almost 10 years now. I should probably get around to seeing this thing because I've wanted to. And it's had like kind of mixed reviews, but there are people who like are pretty fond of it and have nice things to say. So I'm like, I'll finally sit down and watch it. And I did. And it was good in ways. It's one of those movies where it's not really like there's detractors in it. It's just what's good isn't good enough to call it great, if that makes any kind of sense. I feel like the story was compelling. There is. I don't think I'll spoil it in this video. I don't really need to. I don't have that much to say about certain things. The lack of backstory for what has happened. You can see this in like an IMDb description, but there's like an unnamed cataclysmic disaster that affects the world, and it's not. You're not told what it is. It's never really explained to you because it's not part of the heart of the story. The heart of the story is the relationship of the father and the son and what they go through. And the cataclysmic event is just a backdrop, an environment for this story to play itself out in. I really like the story because I was worried because it's like almost 2 hours, if not 2 hours long. And like 10 minutes in, I was getting kind of worried because I was like, is this going to be like really boring where it's just going to be like one monotonous thing after another? And I think to some people it could come across that way. Some people might not find this engaging, but I found each plot beat, each scene very simple. The characters' motivations were very clear. It was very easy to make sense of characters' choices and why they would do the things they do. And I think it made the scenes kind of come to life for me. It's really easy to see why Viggo Mortensen would do something for his son in this scenario, Another good key example of... This might be a spoiler. There's a scene... I'll say this for people... I'll say this for people who have seen the movie, and I'll say it vaguely enough to where other people don't understand. There's a scene where the two of them enter a house, and they find the trap door under the kitchen table, and they go down there and they see what's down there, and run back upstairs and put the table back down on the door, and then people show up at the house and they have to hide. I thought that was a fantastic scene because it further exemplified the fact that what's going on around these two people is not as important as the two people. Because as soon as the two people are able to get away from that location never comes up again, even though it seems to be a pretty pivotal and important thing, what's down in that cellar. Rather tragic and unfortunate as well. I think kind of further solidified the fact that it's like, this is more of a character movie than a plot or story kind of movie. But yeah, I liked it. It doesn't feel like it can naturally be more than like a 6 or 7 out of 10 kind of movie, But I really appreciated what it was able to do. It felt realistic. I think Cormac McCarthy said like I thought he was talking with his brother about like the implications of post-apocalyptic events, or apocalyptic events. What would happen post? And they talked about cannibalism. And it's like, well, when you run out of normal food, that you can't, in this environment they can't grow food. It's established that like plants and animals are pretty much gone, dead. So when you run out of food, you turn to other humans to sustain yourself. And I'm pretty sure that in the opening scene, you see Viggo Mortensen's wife pregnant with the son, and the event happens. I think. So basically, this kid has been alive just the entirety of the event onward. So it's been quite a while since the event happened. So obviously, a lot of the food is gone. You can't find food anymore. So people are just eating each other. And that's like one thing that Viggo Mortensen says to his son is like, we don't eat people. That's not what we do. We're the good guys. That's what the bad guys do. So having seen this movie, having read 3 pages of Blood Meridian, having watched No Country for Old Men, I see that Cormac McCarthy likes to take a very mature look at life. And he likes to show it hard. He likes to show it fast and tough, gritty. But within it, there's also meditations. It's not just like, here's life. It's going to kill you. It's about the struggles of love, of family, greed, desire, all kinds of things. And it's laid out in that very straight and gritty fashion, but there's always kind of something that you can take away from it. It doesn't leave you just feeling empty and hollow, which the end of this movie can, but I think that it serves its purpose well enough for you to be able to take a piece of it away. So, yeah, it's an older movie, not really talked about much anymore, but I'm glad I saw it. I probably won't see it again, ever. Maybe once more in my life, but I'm really glad I did see it because it does a lot of interesting things. And I think that they adapted. I like to see Cormac McCarthy adapted to the screen with reverence and sincerity because I think, I haven't read The Road, I haven't read No Country, but you can tell that No Country was put on the screen with great appreciation and sincerity and seriousness, with the Coen brothers directing and Roger Deakins framing everything like perfectly in that movie. And with The Road too, like there's Viggo Mortensen does narration over the top, and I'm pretty sure it was said that a lot of that was just lifted verbatim from the book, and it's just really nice. It's really nice. So yeah, I'd recommend this movie if it looks interesting at all. If you like post-apocalyptic stuff at all, watch it. You might find it boring, but like I said, I think if you can really see the characters functioning in these scenes, the scenes will play themselves out just fine. But yeah, it's a movie worth watching, I think. So thank you everybody for watching. Please don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial, because you don't want to turn it up to 11. I don't know. I got nothing.